Hey everybody, welcome to the Let's Play Destiny podcast. My name is Katie.
My name is Matt.
And I'm Justin.
And I'm Jessie, and I'm the guest warlock of the group. Since the game is coming out on Tuesday, we thought it would be a good idea to talk about the world and lore of Destiny that we know from the alpha and beta, and also any articles surrounding Destiny which have come from Bungie. So if we start with talking about the setting.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about the setting. So Destiny takes place in the 28th century in our solar system. Our solar system has become colonized, but it has been lost by the darkness and its army. So now, like, Earth is being taken over by the Fallen, Mars taken over by the Cabal and the Vex. We gained all this through the Golden Age, which is when a couple of people found the Traveler on Mars. It was shown in the intro and the beta how that happened. And it brought rain to Mars, terraformed all the planets, triple human lifespan, space travel, and cities were built on the planets. So, like, Venus has the Academy, Mars had a couple of cities and whatnot. So we get to explore old Russia on Earth, which I've mentioned has been overrun by Fallen, the House of Devils, and another house I can't quite remember who it was. We get to explore Earth's moon, which was taken over by the Hive. There are 3 factions for those. We'll get into those later. Mars, Cabal's taken over them. The cities are just covered with sand. So a bunch of shit going on there. And you got Venus, which is the most interesting. It has so much plant life going on, and it's crazy. And then you have the Vex, which is just building a bunch of stuff all over that. I kind of feel like it's small. I know we mentioned this in the last podcast. Do you guys think there's going to be any type of DLC added onto it to make these areas bigger? Like, I know for sure we're getting the moon bigger, but what do you think about Earth? Because they showed old Chicago, Europe, and stuff.
Even if we don't get fully explorable areas, it'd be nice to have, little instances or strikes that take us into different areas. Like, say, we needed to go recover some technology in old Chicago, and they used, stuff like that. That would be really interesting to me, because I know from the way that they were talking about it, the big explorable areas were very difficult to make initially. They talked about that a lot at their PAX panel, their individual bubbles. But that's definitely something I'd be interested in.
I honestly think that it's more likely that we would get a strike or a mission to go to these extra areas rather than being able to just explore them. I think we're pretty much getting most of the areas we're going to explore, but hopefully with DLCs or just missions that we don't know about, we get to go to these different areas that we wouldn't otherwise get to explore.
I definitely think there will be something like that, though, because there's so many areas that they've mentioned, such as Old Chicago, and they've specifically said that London and Mumbai were taken pretty early during the collapse, which Destiny is set after, and which is when the Earth was getting taken by space enemies.
When shit went down.
Yeah.
So I want to know.
I definitely think that they will have something.
Yeah. Who actually knocked us down, though? If the Fallen took over London and Mumbai, which are very far apart, how did the Fallen in our golden age take us out like that when we're now kicking their asses when they're occupying the rest of the planet?
Well, interesting enough, Rasputin, the AI that we found in the beta, there are a couple of cards about him. There's a couple of YouTube videos talking about it. It was really interesting how deep they went, which I'm not going to get into that because that's fucking insane what they did. I know you guys have seen it. Might have a link in the description to it. Totally forgot his name, but he's great. Well,
Killworthy Gaming.
Yeah, Kill
Yeah,
Worthy
yeah,
Gaming.
that.
You're right. Shout out to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, definitely. Well, he basically found out that Rasputin was trying to he protected the traveler from something that was full of hate and anger, which I'm pretty sure is the darkness, which came out at full force and just fucked everything up pretty much, and just nearly wiped out humanity. And these armies, the Fallen, Cabal, Vex, Hive, they're all part of the Darkness's army. So, of course, the Traveler fought back with its last power and shot the Darkness away.
To get
Which,
super deep into that really quick, how in the living hell would a AI be able to detect a space something jumping into our universe or our solar system and tell that it was doing it angrily? Was it like, did it send it a frowning face at first and then was like, I'm coming to get you, traveler,
And
I
said
don't like
anonymous
you.
hate, and then
Yeah,
Rasputin
it
just
said
figured out
Anon.
who it was.
I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. Tell me where you live. And then we fell.
It's really interesting though that it was acting with anger and hatred. Like it wasn't just mindlessly killing things; it was doing it deliberately. Like he mentioned in the video, it's strange to think about, I guess, because it makes it more personal.
Yeah.
It's just really, it's all interesting.
And
I want to
he
know.
hates the Traveler. He
Yeah.
doesn't like the Traveler.
that
So, of
raises the
course,
question, is the darkness a single entity? Would we have been better off if the Traveler never showed up at all? And what the hell's going to happen? That's what I want to
Exactly.
know. Well, God damn it, Bungie, tell us the end of the story already. I haven't even played it yet.
You're so deep, I can't even see you anymore.
So much for not going deep into that.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
shit
Matt.
happens.
I thought I was big enough. I'm sorry.
So then after the collapse happened, I guess we're kind of doing a timeline here. The Dark Age happened, where 1,000 kings rose and fell, as it says. I made a typo and said kids, so 1,000 kids rose and fell.
And the nursery
Poor
rhymes
kids.
went
Kind of
sour
picture
that
that.
day.
Yeah, that's where all the nursery kids rhymes came from. So during this time, the Awoken were born. I don't know exactly what that means. We're going to talk more about the Awoken here in a bit. And the Exos came out of the ruins, and their memories were just gone. Also during this time, the ghosts were sent out from the Traveler, and they were looking for guardians. So for this Dark Age lasted for centuries during the City Age, which we're going to get to. Excuse me. So it was centuries after this happened.
So after the Dark Age comes the City Age, which is when the Traveller is hanging above the city, which we've seen in the beta. And there's a lot of speculation about what sort of state the Traveller's in. No one knows if he's or it is alive or dead or dormant. But clearly there's something going on because it's creating the ghosts to fight the darkness. So there's a lot of speculation and different theories about that. Has anyone heard of any about the Traveller, or is it just like, is it alive or dead?
Can we trust it? Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Kind of along that similar thing of, would we have been better off without the Traveler? Is it really helping us, or is it basically just a necromancer and using us to fight its enemies for it? Who knows?
And then, of course,
Yeah.
there's always a speculation that the Traveler is alive and is trying to do stuff, but the speaker is just not going for it and just pretending that it's not speaking. So,
I have,
I have
heard
no
that
idea.
The
theory as
speculation that the speaker is the Traveller.
yeah,
I've
I've
heard that
too.
one. Would be interesting.
And
They
then-
haven't talked about the speaker. Like, how did he get to that position? Why him specifically? Why is he the guy that
Yeah, he's
speaks
just
to the Traveler? He's
thrown
like some
in
type
there.
of- Yeah.
Why Bill Nye in a
Yeah.
mask? Why?
Yeah.
It's going to be
basically.
evil in the end.
And then you have the theory that Killworthy, again, was talking about Killworthy Gaming's video about this, we'll link it, talking about Rasputin had control over the Traveler. And towards the end of that video, he was talking about how the way that little ghost fragment showed up, it looked like Rasputin shut the Traveler into its defensive state. And how much control would a human creation have over that was my question. Seemed very, very odd.
It's very interesting. It's kind of something that humans would do in today's world.
Please, Bungie, release game 9.7.
Let's release it today. There's no need to wait.
Like their one tweet. If we reach 500,000, we'll release it on 9.9.
Yeah, what the fuck?
They already have
Yeah,
500,000. Thanks.
Yeah, they had like 499.50 or something like that, and this got those followers right away. It's like, okay, thanks, Bungie.
I like it. I
Thanks for
appreciate that
nothing.
sense of humor. I thought it was funny. I got a good giggle.
So just to get back to the city age again, so we know that the Titans built the walls. The first Titans, not just any Titans. The first ones built the walls for the city, and they died protecting it. So obviously they were under attack while they were building the safe haven. But there's also, I noticed in the alpha and beta, there's a crack, or not a crack, it's just completely destroyed part of the wall. So I'm wondering if they just finished it or they just something broke it down. It's kind of curious to see what happened there.
I kind of assumed it was like a force field type thing with like a proximity to the Traveler that really helped keep it out, because I don't know what a wall would do against the darkness. But hey, the Titans built it, so it must be great.
Yeah,
That's why it's falling apart. My theory.
Yeah, because you
Sorry
picked
about
up a
that.
hammer and helped.
regarding. And it's all
Wait,
If the
80
Warlocks had done it, it would be fine. It's just because Titans just can't build anything.
No,
Truly.
that suck.
Yeah, they're like cavemen, just like, They just got some cool food, just put the fucking cement together. It's like, here we go, this will work. Okay, butt plugs getting stuck in the shit too, and they're trying to pull it out.
My theory with it falling apart is that it's a recent thing because the darkness is coming again. So I could be completely wrong, but I feel like it would be something new happening. Like, people are freaking out about the darkness coming back, so it makes sense that the wall is starting to fall apart now. Because everybody in the tower is just freaking the fuck out about everything.
Yeah, the speaker mentioned something about kids being scared all the time. The kids that we don't see.
Yeah.
And I want to see their fear. I want to see the fear of the kids. Let me see them.
Yeah, no, he talked about how everybody was scared, but then everybody else in the tower is just like, what's a fallen look like? Were you
They
really
don't
dead
just-
once?
Yeah.
It's a shame we don't get to explore the city.
I'm just a big airhead.
Yeah, I don't think they did a great job with the NPC dialogue. It's kind of generic MMO style stuff. The tower doesn't feel alive. It feels alive in terms of other guardians being in there, but of course you can't communicate with other people outside of your fire team, so it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, you can point at each other and
Dance.
wow, we know everyone
Push each
dances
other
with
off the
other.
phone.
Yeah,
off
push
the
each
phone,
other
off
off.
the fan.
Yeah, off the
Yeah,
phone.
Get off the phone. I'm trying to talk to you.
Oh, so
You just see like a
So,
busy
yeah, we-
signal over a Guardian's helmet.
so we know the actual city itself is home of what's left of humanity, and I'm assuming the Woken also live there, and the Exo also have their own homes. I don't really talk about them. So what we know about each race is that obviously humans are just here on Earth.
They're just
Yeah.
humans.
They're just
Well, I know
humans.
plenty about them.
Yeah, we are humans. Exo, Jesse is playing as an Exo. So
Yep.
I'll let you talk about the Exo.
Thanks, Matt. The EXO, what we know about them so far is that they are self-aware robots which were originally built as war machines. So, I'm guessing since they were created during the Golden Age, I think, weren't they?
Yes.
So it's like during the Golden Age, it would be interesting to see what they were created to fight against during that. I'm guessing it would be to fight against things that happen to be on other planets before the darkness comes and we're pushed back, which leads to the collapse. But yeah, and it's been said that the exos are so complicated that their inner workings, no one knows about them or can understand them except for the ghosts, which feels a bit like a cop-out on Bungie's end. Like, oh, look, we've got these super artificially created robots, but no one knows how to work them except ghosts. How about that?
The ghost could just explain it, but of course not going to.
Nope. And as was said previously, after the collapse and the Dark Age, they awoke with their memories shattered. And I think that's about all I know so far about Exos.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, the memory shattered thing makes sense, because I don't recall my guardian getting up and going, "Where's my wife? I'm suddenly 700 years in the future, and there's a four-armed spider thing walking towards me."
I'm quite interested about that, because like, it says Exos were used for war machines, but like, would they have been used for anything else in the past? Like, would they have had other, like, domestic functions, for example? Would you have had, like, an Exo Roomba or a housemaid?
Exo
Yeah,
Roomba.
it's the Jetsons all over.
Well, I mean, if you're an Exo, you still start out in the same place in old Russia, so I mean, something must have, unless you were just the security detail for that mob of cars you were in or something, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes, but I feel like they aren't going to give us too much in-game stuff. I feel like a lot of it is going to be Grimoire cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of extra reading, and
Mm-hmm.
this is how the Exos work, but only if you're willing to read this 1,500-page essay meta that we've written for
Read
you.
this fucking Bible novel. Just go for it.
I blame the teen rating. They don't want to get in too deep.
I'm really disappointed about that, though, because I think the EXO are probably the most interesting race. Just because of the memory wipe kind of stuff. I want to know why they have their memories wiped. And of course, we're probably not going to get that, which is really frustrating.
Yeah.
No, it's just happened. Just accept it.
Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions.
It is interesting because, like, Banshee 44, the weapon gunsmith vendor dude who's voiced by John DiMaggio, he was Banshee 44, and then we had whatever the Vanguard hunter's name is, and he was like 15.
KD6.
Yeah.
6. Yeah, so we had 6.
And
I know
there's
there was a
Lakshmi too.
15. So, I don't know. It's interesting to think about how or why their memories get reset.
Yeah,
And
and
the
with
different numbers and what they represent.
exactly with Banshee, it's really interesting because there's a Reddit post that we'll put in the description that had somebody recording all of the audio in the tower, like the dialogue, and a lot of things he says are really interesting, and it sounds like he knows things he's not supposed to, and he kind of gets not like bitched at for it knowing, but kind of people treat him weirdly for knowing these things. So it seems like he's had his memory wiped a lot, and it's just not doing much. He talks about
It's really
dreaming
just
and stuff.
fracturing
And,
him,
yeah,
sounds of it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
like,
I
would
they-
like-
his mind is like falling apart pretty much, and he just like mumbles things. Just it's really interesting. If you guys
There's
haven't
fucking
read it,
insane robots sell weapons.
Yeah.
Guardians, just go ahead. Just send them fucking broken weapons. So they can
Banshee
both die out.
44 is my spirit animal.
Alright, so that's Exo. So who's playing as Awoken?
I think me
These
and
two
Matt are.
nerds.
Yeah. So,
Who wants to go into Awoken?
well, the Awoken were born. I don't know what they mean by born. During the collapse.
Well, when a mommy traveler and a daddy traveler.
Yeah,
God.
that's exactly what happened. Well, they were born during the collapse, and in the Newsweek magazine that came out with like the billion-page shit about Destiny, it said that they were aliens and they were not people that were changed, which I kind of thought that's what they were.
Aliens are people, 2K14. I will not have your discrimination.
Oh my gosh. not that kind of alien. Um, and what we know about their culture is that some were born in the reef, which is, I think, an asteroid belt. And they have a queen. Don't know her name. She's just the queen of the reef. And that's all I know about the Ewoken.
Well, it's rumored to be the remains of Venus, or not Venus. What was the planet?
Neptune.
Neptune. There you go. Rumored to be
it's
the remains
definitely
of Neptune.
the asteroid belt. I'm pretty sure that was confirmed somewhere as the asteroid belt.
It would explain a lot because it's not like we have a bunch of asteroid belts hanging out in the solar system at the moment. Besides the one around Saturn. But
Well, there you go. Maybe that's the explorable. That's what they showed Saturn in that video, and then they have that the concept art of that really big ship. Maybe that could be the reef.
so you're saying the reef is in the rings of Saturn?
Yeah, why not?
It'd be interesting.
Might be onto something.
I'm calling it. That's the Awoken. Anyone have anything to add about the Awoken? Because I really don't know anything. I searched everywhere.
They glow and they're really cool looking. That's all I know about them.
They
Yeah,
do
They're
really
have
cool
the,
glowing aliens.
yeah, they have the best customization options.
Oh yeah, they do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm.
Being
Well, The
Well,
EXO,
exos are pretty cool.
yeah, you can make some really cool EXO, but humans
Everything's
are
cool,
boring.
but the humans.
especially
You can't
human
have
males.
beards.
But Justin, you're not playing as a human, are you? You're playing as an exo too, right?
I made 2 beta characters. My alpha character was a human female. My second alpha character was an Awoken, or not an Awoken, but an exo male Titan. And then my beta character was also a female Titan human. I did not like really any of the customization options for male humans. And I liked maybe 4 of the ones for female humans. Really, the Awoken and Exo have the best customization options. And while we're on the topic, let's hope Bungie lets us spin our characters, because I ended up with some pretty bad haircuts.
Yeah, I'd like to see the back of my head. The only thing I really like about the male human customization is it looks like you can have a scar on your face, which
That's literally it.
I
All
mean,
the other haircuts
see-
are like, here,
yeah.
member of the Beatles, as I've said multiple
Not even
Pretty
any
much.
beards. No beards.
I
They
want
keep
a
talking
beard,
about it.
damn
They
it.
keep hinting at it.
They
but
said in the PAX
said-
panel there will be no beards at launch,
Well, there you go. No
but
beards
they
at launch.
will hopefully be coming in an update.
Well, then we have to make our character again, unless there's a barber.
Well, I would
or
hope
we
there's a
could grow
barber
it.
shop,
beard.
or just wait and
Yeah,
see how your
just-
guardian's beard grows in.
Yeah,
Everyone
no,
with
like,
an Awoken
grand
female has like the best,
Walk in. We
the
walk
insta
in the
beard.
barber shop and get like a big. There you go.
yeah.
Good job, Rockstar.
I want my awoken female to have a beard. That's all I want.
I want my Awoken to have or not my Awoken. I keep mixing those up for whatever reason. Exo. I want my Exo to have a wire beard. Or like a holographic one to the floor.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That would be interesting.
Just Gandalf's beard pops out of my helmet as soon as I turn it off. It's just completely made out of wires.
Possibilities for like holographic or wire hair though, like wire mohawks and stuff,
Yeah, that would be
wire
awesome.
ponytails.
Yeah, that's true. And where's non-straight hair? Does anybody have curly hair and wavy hair maybe in the future?
Everyone's hair is just straight. Just
Why can't I have a female with short, spiky hair like in the beta or in the males? The males, I am just mixing up my words today. I want to basically just take all the customization options and allow them to all to be applied to every single class and race.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Just-
obviously, you're not gonna have exo hair on a human.
Well, yeah, but
You can have
adapt
like the little
them.
exo
you know what I
metal
mean?
horns.
No,
Metal horns coming
adapt
out.
them to make sense. Like with how the Exo can have that giant hole blown out of its head, have like a big battle scar for your guardian or whatever. Something
Big
interesting.
hole coming out of the.
Yeah, I just want to see my
showing
brain.
and stuff.
I want to see my brain as I play in the tower.
Rated T for teen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I want to be able to have that badass scar on a female, and I want to be able to
Yeah,
have
like-
short hair.
You're our badass guardian saving the entire fucking what's left of the planet and the other planets, and you don't have any sort of scars. That's, I don't know. I want
Well,
battles.
I mean, you should have something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how did I die? What happened to me? Did I just, like, pass out in my sleep and die? Because that's really boring.
You got carbon
It's like,
dioxide
I'm gonna take a
poisoning.
nap with this guy.
I want
I'll be
to
able to pick him up later.
There's
I'll
too
wake
much
up and
pollution
really
from
shit.
all those cars you were in.
Oh,
That's actually
man.
what the
So,
darkness is.
The
what's
darkness is pollution.
Pollution.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to what we know about the Guardian classes. I'll let Jesse take this one off with Warlock.
Yeah, okay, so Warlocks, also affectionately known over the internet. Also known affectionately over the internet as Turbo Nerds. Yeah, I mean, we didn't get to talk, you didn't get to talk much about the subclasses of Warlocks in the last podcast, because you're all horrible hunters and titans, and you didn't even mention it, so...
We're terrible people.
Sorry.
That's why we
Yes.
need you.
This
You
is
are
why,
good.
yeah, you're a Hieron. You're our redeemer.
So yeah, the subclasses for Warlocks are Voidwalker and Sunsinger, and from what we've seen of them, it's the Voidwalkers are a lot more focused on offense, which is what we saw in the beta with the nerd balls and purple flashing lights, and Sunsingers, I think there's a bit of confusion about it, because I think at first people thought that Sunsinger would be incredibly defensive and sort of like buffs up the the qualities of you and your fire team by a heavy amount. But it turns out that there's only really one move that buffs up your powers and the powers of those around you, your allies, in the Crucible and stuff. So even though it has that sort of defensive aspect, it's offensive as well with the fire grenades and stuff. I've forgotten all the names now, but yeah. I've forgotten where I was going with that.
It does seem like Radiance
great.
is awesome.
Yeah.
It seems like there's really been no confirmation, but when it's active, one melee took out a pike in the Crucible trailer. And
Yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah,
Got a
they shoot
full
like a
health
little
track.
fireball out of their hand. The Scorch shoots a little tiny fireball, and it just
itty bitty
explodes
little
everything.
thing, so I guess it just went up the tailpipe of the pike like the Death Star and just took it out.
yeah, pretty much. Sunsinger, really cool thing about them is that they can have 2 grenades, so that's kind of useful for crowd control.
Mm.
You know what else is really useful for crowd control? A Titan
Here we
just
go.
punching everything in the face repeatedly
No.
until it dies.
No.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about the Titan, Justin.
Okay, well, as you see, Titans, they're the best. And here's why. Because I can punch whatever I want in the face, and it dies instantly in a ball of lightning. That's great. The second best would be the Warlock's Void Punch thing, where it just sucks them into nothingness. And then Hunters with their lame-ass knives.
You can throw our knives.
Don't
long
lead on the
distance-
knife, or I'm gonna throw it at you.
Well,
Long distance, single headshot.
Yeah, but Titans
Dang.
can just like punch it out the air, so...
yeah, exactly.
That's
Thank you.
one of the
Thank you,
Gosh,
Jesse.
you're not helping.
I agree with Jesse on this. I'm going to punch your knife out of the air. Or you've got a
Well, I hope
knife.
it goes
I'm
through your
wearing
hand.
high-tech armor. Okay, what are you going to do? Throw a knife like directly into the spot where my helmet clicks in?
What
Yeah.
about if the knife is on fire? What are you going to do? Punch
Because
the
I
fire?
have good aim because I'm a hunter. So I
A
win.
flaming knife is going to bounce off of my high-tech armor and do nothing.
You know what?
Yeah,
I am
fire.
sick of your
Meanwhile,
attitude.
you can wear your pajamas and your space blanket with it pulled over your head because you think you're a Jedi, and you can sit there and suck through your respirator like a frickin' nerd.
Are you jealous? Is that what this is? You're just jealous of the hunters, so you have to.
I'm not jealous at all. The fact that you have nothing to say to that besides jealous.
Shut up. I'm gonna throw a knife at you, and it's gonna hurt you.
It might sting my ego that the fact that you even managed to hit me with it.
Hey.
All right, let's stop the argument about.
This is no argument. This is a one-sided conversation about how Titans are the best.
No,
And
I'm gonna
warlocks
throw a
are
knife
okay.
at you in real life, so it'll work.
Hunters
Yeah,
are lame.
Hunters are not lame. So the hunter
Overrated knife lobbers.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about how awesome the hunter class is. I'm going to blow your mind. So get ready for that. So hunters have two subclasses. We played as the gunslinger, which was alright. I mean, but they get to mess around with it too much. And then we got blade dancer, which is my favorite. They're also the lone wolves. They have a really heavy focus on stealth. They have really cool capes.
They're best at everything. They're cool.
Yeah.
That's all
Really
you need
cool.
to know.
Yeah, that new trailer that came out today. Well, I guess yesterday. Since we're putting this up tomorrow, like the day we're recording it. He took out the Cabal guy. What the hell is he called? Well, the big guy by himself. He did the link jump, dropped the grenade to his feet, blew up, and he died.
And then it was incredible.
He did the cool thing with his cape. Really cool. But Blade Dancer.
Style over substance.
Yeah. But Blade Dancer is going to be awesome because Arc Blade has 3 different really cool perks that change the way it plays completely. So you got, I totally forgot the names. I did not put this down. I probably should have. You got the one that shoots a shockwave, which is good for people that are in front of you. And you can do that multiple times because of the Encore perk. So it can last for a long time. So I can see this being really good in play versus everything, or enemy, sorry. Not everything, because you can't kill their guardians. I think it'd be really useful with that. And then you have the one that spins around. It's kind of like Fist of Havoc, but you use it multiple times. And like just one time, like the lame-ass Titans can.
Excuse you.
Do that multiple times. Yeah, excuse me. They can do that over and over and over again with the Encore perk as well. I kind of feel like they're going to tone them down a bit after a while, though, because they do seem a little OP, in my opinion.
I feel like every super is designed to be OP, and that's the sign of good game balance, because everybody as a hunter is like, oh my god, I love playing as a hunter. Everybody who played a Titan is like, playing as a Titan is fucking awesome. Everybody who's a Warlock is like, this is fucking great, I love being a Warlock. And I think that that's great game balance, where everybody is like, I love playing as this class, but playing against these other 2 bastards is difficult. But everybody says that no matter who they play as. Like, I played as a Warlock for a little bit, and it was a ton of fun. So, I mean, I think it works.
Yeah, but just the fact that hunters could continuously use their super, and I don't know if it's the strongest Fist of Havoc in multiplayer or the Crucible. We've seen a couple of clips where he's just able to take out Hive Thralls really fast. Just keep using it over and over. It's kind of ridiculous. And I also forgot to mention that they could turn completely invisible, which I think is going to be... They're the only class, I believe, that could be completely invisible in Crucible. So there's going to be a bunch of...
That is something that I could see being nerfed very quickly.
Yeah.
But there's a sniper rifle now that should be invisible.
Yeah, that's kind of be a huge pain in the ass for campers. But
Yeah.
Well,
If you turn invisible with your invisible sniper rifle, then...
double
invisible.
invisibility.
you can't even see me at all. Even in a... Can't see each other with the...
I wonder if that giant red glare would still show up.
I'm sure it will. I mean, that has to. Otherwise, that would be way too OP.
Yeah.
So, enemy races. So we got the Fallen, which have several houses. I'm going to go ahead and list them all. We got the House of Devils, which we fought against in Old Russia. We have the House of Winter, I believe they are with the Vex on Venus. I could be wrong on this one. I think they are allied with the Awoken Queen and the Reef. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But I think that's the case. Then we have the House of Wolves, which is going to be in expansion pack number 2. We have the House of Kings, which we also fought a little bit against. Fought against on Earth. That totally don't make any sense. They had the different colored ones, different colored capes, and we have the House of Exile, which we fight on the moon as well.
I could have sworn that the House of Wolves was under the Awoken Queen's control. Or at least
maybe I can't remember. I totally forgot. They were wearing the blue cape or whatever, the blue armor. And I think that's the same one that's on Venus. Kind of a theory that the Vex can control other races. So I kind of think the Queen's sending them over there to save her, sending the Guardians over there to save her own Fallen from the Vex. So I kind of think that's my theory, at least. I could be wrong. I don't know if the Vex have mind control powers or some crazy shit like that.
That would be very interesting.
We'll get to the Vex here in a minute. So as we know, the Fallen they were a noble race. Now they just kind of scavenge everything they could find, especially on Earth. A lot of the houses fight against each other. I'm pretty sure they have their own goals, but nothing has really been said about what they want to accomplish at this time.
They remind me of what the Covenant would be after its collapse in the Halo universe.
Yeah, that's essentially what they are. I mean, the race that was
really cool,
really noble, and then they just...
It's like if the elites just said, you know what, fuck the prophets. Let's... Jackals, grunts, fall in line.
They kind of did that, didn't they? Or they just left. Anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about Halo now.
That's convoluted.
Let's go for that.
Yep. Welcome to Let's Play Halo.
Coming soon. This kicks off.
Master Chief Collection.
Anyway, anyone want to add on to what we know about the Fallen, besides the enemy types that we're going to get into there in a second?
No, not really.
Alright, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and get into the dregs. They only have 2 arms as opposed to 4. They were torn off, and then they earned them back. We have the Vandal, which is the next step. They have their arms back, and
they're just going to duct tape the drag's arms back on.
Yeah,
like, here, sorry about that, buddy. You're cool now. Here you go.
Here's your arms back.
Let's just hope these work.
Just imagine a big pile of arms. Like, go find your arms in the pile.
It's like the car key bowl at a party.
And then we have the captains. They could blink, teleport, and stuff like that. They have they have like the mini boss captains. They have names, but I'm not gonna get into their names.
They are assholes, and they also remind me exactly of the Prometheans from Halo 4. And I feel like that might have been a part of Bungie and 343's split, and people retaining similar ideas and stuff. I'm hoping we don't see that kind of a thing in Destiny 2. Because...
I'm sure they will. I mean, they're both sci-fi, so there's kind of so much you can kind of do with it. Halo's kind of done a lot of what you could do with sci-fi. But, here we are. Talk about Halo again. Destiny.
Bungie made Halo. I think it's completely okay. I find it funny that Bungie almost refuses to say the words Halo in any of their weekly updates or stuff. It's always past Bungie games. I feel like they made the game. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to say that it influenced it because they worked on it for 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
No, of course it's going to influence the way Destiny's made. I mean, it is a Bungie game. Halo 1 through 3, ODST and Reach were all Bungie. So, of course, Destiny is going to feel like Bungie. Anyway, back to Fallen. Archons are the bigger bosses. They have the big fur capes. We fought, I think his name is Rickus.
Rixus.
Rixus, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, I get the letters confused. Don't know anything about him, what he really did. I'm sure there is something about it I missed, though. Really interesting thing that we know about the Fallen. When you shoot them in the head, that light shit that comes out of their neck, that's actually their soul being ripped out. And it's really interesting. I have no idea if that goes to like the darkness. Like they sold their soul to the darkness, and literally their soul comes out when they die, and the darkness consumes it, or what?
That's really
But only if they
weird.
die by a headshot. It's a very specific clause in their darkness contract.
If you get your head blown off, your soul is ours. Yeah, and they literally scream too. That's like, and when you go
Really
to the Devil's Lair,
disturbing.
yeah, the Devil's Strike. He talks about sending their soul screaming back to hell. So
Yeah, they
meant
were
literally.
they were being literal.
I think that was an alliteration to shoot them in the face.
Shoot them all in the face. Listen to their soul scream. That's a lot worse than blood, in my opinion.
That's
I don't know
so
why it's
metal.
rated T. The most metal thing I've ever read. Then they have pikes. We're all familiar with pikes, and their ships. They're called ketches.
And that's
Yeah.
catch, Ketch, not catch.
Yeah, not catch. We're not going to catch the ships.
Yeah, it was really annoying. I didn't see them on pikes on Earth, but in the moon mission when we got to explore the moon for those 2 hours, they were on pikes and they were really fucking irritating because they kept like bumping me around, ruined my pike.
You guys, just stop bullying me. Pushing me around on my dirt bike, and I just don't like
Leave
it.
me alone.
Just trying to do wheelies on the moon. Speaking of which, has
Yeah,
anybody
so-
explained why there's regular gravity on the moon yet, or is that just it's a video game?
Video game logic.
Yeah.
The Traveller.
I'm
It
sure-
was the Traveller.
Yeah, he probably.
Yeah, he made
Terraformed it to have gravity.
Yeah.
terraforming and making it have gravity like are two completely different things. It'd have to spin faster.
Quiet, Justin.
Let
We
it-
don't need logic here.
This is
I'm sure
highly
there's
logical.
something. Sure, there's some reason why we don't float like crazy on the moon. And how would you know? You didn't even play the moon. You're at work.
I played the moon a lot in the multiplayer because it's literally the only map
yeah.
that they
That
ever
doesn't
wanted us to
count.
play. I kind of wanted there to be low gravity on that map. That would have been neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been.
Oh yeah, just
Borderlands.
make it even more impossible.
More Halo. High jumps. I went back and played Halo 2 the other day. Holy shit, you jump like 20 feet in the air.
Oh, we'll talk about Halo again.
Let's play Destiny Podcast Halo Edition.
think
Anyone
we
have
can-
anything else to add about the Fallen before we talk about more Halo?
Does anyone know how the Fallen actually came into their houses? Like, it seems some sort of archaic noble sort of thing, but does anyone know how they're assigned to houses, or...
The sorting hat.
There you go.
Yeah. No,
Sounds
I
legit.
think they're at war with each other. I could be wrong, but I think they just have different goals, and they're like, "Well, fuck you. I'm gonna go make this house," and the people are like, "Oh, I'll believe what they're saying." So it's kind of like,
So it sounds like
I guess it's kind of like a religion in a way. Like
Yeah,
each
or is it
religion.
like...
That makes
Yeah, it could be
sense.
like family bonds, or religion, and you... I don't know, like, how to fall and even reproduce, and...
It's just one big
We're getting
family
deep again.
gathering.
Yeah, they use the drugs ripped off arm.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus,
Oh,
Ned. No,
gross.
no.
God damn.
Stop.
Rated T15.
Stop.
Do you ever wish you hadn't asked a question?
Yeah.
All right, so
Enough with the
That's kinda
Fallen, please. Let's go to a different.
Right? Yeah, should
Yeah,
we move on to the Cabal?
yeah, so Cabal, they have two factions. Don't know anything about them: Sand Eaters and Sage Dancers.
That doesn't sound
Or is it
healthy.
Siege? Sage?
Siege.
I think
Siege.
Siege.
Yeah, okay, Siege Dancers. So the really big space turtles, as we learned from the trailer today, which was really awesome.
Speaking
Yes.
of which, yes, that trailer was amazing.
just gonna keep talking about it. Let's just talk about the trailer instead of fucking space turtles, please. Anyway, so they're a military-based race. They are extremely big.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, they're so big. Their ships are just ginormous. They have to carry these huge things. So I'm really bad at pronouncing words. So I'm gonna let someone else call off the names of the enemy types.
Well, there's Legionnaire, which is just the normal Cabal. The Phalanx, I think. I have no idea how to say it. Phalanx, maybe. The Centurion, which is just higher-ranking Legionnaire. The Gladiators, which have huge Gatling guns. And the Scion, yeah, they're assholes. The Scion freaks me out. I think they're the worst, I guess, to fight. They're small, but they use psychic powers to do stuff, so they can fuck your shit up without even touching you.
Space magic.
Which is gonna be awesome to fight.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of close to them. They're just in the back, and they also pilot the ships mostly. But we see them in the back, just kind of just hanging out. I'm just curious if it's just like something similar to what the Hive Wizards do, where they just summon some type of power to shoot it at you, or if it's like actually control what your guardian does for a few seconds. Like, oh, I'm gonna make you walk into a wall. That's my power.
That would be incredibly frustrating because this is a loot-based game. Diablo 3 has gotten brought up a lot, and playing through that game, my most hated feature was when they'd take over control of what you were doing. Like an enemy was nightmarish. You'd literally just like run in the opposite direction of them at random, and it was the most frustrating thing in the world. So if they take away my control, especially in a first-person game, it's going to be really frustrating to me. So here's hoping that's not it.
But it probably will be.
Just because
it will be
Bungie's
frustrating.
actually listening to this right now. We're pretty popular, so
Taking ideas.
yeah.
Hope you're taking some notes.
Take
Bungie.
notes, Deej.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Matt's uncle works at Bungie, as he likes to constantly tell us.
I'm totally kidding, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't have an uncle.
I have no uncle.
I don't have an uncle that I know of, so.
But I work at Bungie. I am Bungie, so there you go. Don't tell anyone.
My uncle
You
works
just told
at
him.
Jagex.
Shut up, Justin.
Okay.
Then we have a couple of enemies. This is kind of spoily-ish, so if you don't want to hear it, just push mute for like a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'm out. Muting.
So the Cabal might be in the Vault of Glass. There are a couple enemy types, because obviously they're based off Roman names, terms, words. So,
Things.
how do you pronounce that, Katie? I cannot pronounce shit to save my life.
Praetorian?
It's
Praetorian?
Praetorian.
Praetorian, like the Praetorian Guard of the Roman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You all need to go watch Gladiator and just take notes. Pronounce.
Or not, because it's entirely historically inaccurate, and you should never watch that film.
That film never claimed to be historically accurate. It's still a good movie.
No, the director got in historians to make sure it was historically accurate, and then they said at the end they don't want to be included in the credits because they thought it would harm their career. So,
Jeez.
Ouch.
so there's a tidbit of information for you while on your Let's Play Destiny travels.
Yeah, let's
so,
play
there you
Destiny
go.
where we talk about Halo and the movie Gladiator.
That makes sense when we talk about Roman-based military race here. So the Cabal, they hang out on Mars. They've taken over Mars, and they also hang out on Mars's moon, Phobos. And we learned from... I think Phobos is going to be playable in one of the expansion packs. They showed it briefly for Crucible. That's all I really know about it. And aside from the new Destiny Planet View, they talked about Phobos and how the Cabal wanted to hang out there too.
Yeah, they just wanted to make that like their mall hotspot. Like, hey guys, meet up here after school. This is where we're gonna hang out.
Yeah.
Reading through, speaking of that Destiny Planet Viewer thing, though, talking about those giant crates that they had laying about, They thought that those were artillery shells, and they're actually planet crackers, which also makes sense to what they're trying to do with all that black, oily junk that they use all the time.
Yeah.
I think that they're like America in Afghanistan and Iraq right now. They're just trying to move forward, onwards and upwards to get more and more of their resources. So I feel like if we got out of their way, the Cabal wouldn't really give a shit about us. But if there was what they needed on Earth, they would be here in a moment.
They are on
Suddenly
Earth.
got quite political.
Yeah, sorry.
No, they were first encountered in the Twilight Gap, which is near the city. So they have been on Earth. I don't know what they're doing there. Probably just hanging out again. You know.
Down the
Just
street.
kinda, yeah, just chilling, just like
I'm gonna
look
play
at
the
those
intro to that 70s show right now.
humans. So other vehicles, Interceptor, we got to use that fucking piece of shit that was extremely overpowered in the moon map, which I never want to play again. The Imperial land tanks, which are, I can't even describe how big they are. They're just huge. They're kind of like, I'm going to talk about Halo again, they're kind of like the elephants from Halo 3. And then we have the Goliath tanks, which are basically Wraiths from Halo. More Halo. They shoot the same type of thing out, but they're missiles instead of Wraith bombs. I think that's pretty much all we know about the Cabal. I can't really think of anything else, unless you guys have anything to add.
Nope, I think you covered pretty much all of it.
Except for the fact that they look like those things from the Fifth Element.
I can't say I know.
I have no idea.
Well, Katie, you
Or
haven't seen
uncultured.
any movie ever, so... Matt, it's okay if you haven't seen the Fifth Element, but you should go watch it.
It's okay for me, but not Katie. Just insult Katie.
Thanks.
She hasn't seen or played anything, so yeah, she doesn't get any slack.
I grew up under a rock, so
A very
I
hot rock.
don't do anything
Her
ever.
parents were actually salamanders. So she gets
God, why are you
living
telling
in
people my
Vegas.
secrets? Shut up.
I don't believe in secrets on the internet, you know? Like,
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the Vex. So the Vex are time-traveling organic machines who build a bunch of stuff on Venus, like the Citadel. They're also on Mercury. They have a couple of things going on there. I'm not sure exactly. And they're also on Mars, and they're fighting the Cabal. So there's goblins, which are the normal Vex, the Hobgoblin, which have tails and they have really big guns and they look really badass. You have the Minotaur, they're really big, bulky, and they can also use blink teleport, which is kind of scary considering their size. And you have the machine type things, the Harpy, which are just little flying shits with tentacles. I don't know. And you have the Hydra, a scary, huge robot centipedes with shields, so you have to flank them.
flying tentacle shits.
Yeah,
Rated
flying
T for
tentacle
teen.
shits. Yeah, the literal shits made tentacles. Tentacles made out of shit.
Sounds interesting.
Seen enough
Yeah.
of the internet to know where this is going.
Oh my god.
No,
Let's not go in deep with that.
let's not ever go in detail with that.
Anywhere with that.
Wink.
So they have time travel gates. We've seen a couple in some of the trailers of those blue things they come out of. I think they're called the Endless Stairs. I could be mistaken. I think I read that from the Planet View.
I thought it was called
And
the
we-
Endless Steps.
Endless steps, endless stairs, endless.
Same thing.
Everyone knows
Endless-
that actually stargates anyway, so...
It's
Yeah, there you go.
Vex are confirmed Terminators. Actually,
Yeah, they have the red eyes and everything. So there you go. But adding time traveling to Destiny is gonna be a headache. Honestly, kind of hate dealing with it. There's like different and alternative universes where things don't really happen, so kind of makes it feel like everything's kind of pointless because you fail somewhere an infinite amount of times somewhere down the line. in
But
another
maybe
universe.
time travel in the Destiny universe won't work like that. Maybe there'll be some other alternative working of time travel, which means that there won't be infinite loops and
That would be nice.
stuff.
Yeah, Bioshock Infinite kind of hurt my head. I don't want to do that again. I still don't even understand Burial at Sea at all.
I don't think that
Here we
was
go.
even about time travel. That was more just the
Well, that's like-
multiverse theory.
And that's what I'm hoping isn't part of this, because if you include time travel in something, there's some type of different choices doing something.
I feel like Bungie's just going to use it as a cop-out for the story. Of like, oh, well, your guardian died,
Look,
but
time
just
traveling
kidding.
robots.
Yeah. Just kidding. We used a Vex time traveling device and brought you back to life.
Well, the ghost could just bring you back.
What if your
But,
ghost died?
Time travel from the Vex.
Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah. So,
Matt, you gotta think one
people in
step
the
ahead.
tower. People in the tower have communicated or tried to communicate with the Vex, but they have failed, obviously, because the Vex has killed them. I'm assuming that's what they mean by failed. And so we just go ahead and kill the Vex because they're a bunch of assholes who don't want to talk to us.
Well,
That's
I
like an
want to be
angry
friends
ex-girlfriend.
with them.
I
So,
just want to talk. Just give it a chance. And no.
Let's not get deep into X's here.
Sounds accurate.
Yeah. We can speculate that FWC. They talk about the Vex. I don't have the exact quote, but they talk something about the Black Garden and the red flowers, the infinite, or the thousands of rows of red flowers, which I'm assuming are the eye of the Vex because they're red. So the Black Garden is a location on Venus. We don't know anything about it, other than the fact that it just exists. And we've seen about split-second view of it in one of the trailers. I actually forgot what trailer that's from. So I don't know if FWC in the future built the Vex. 'Cause they want to build an army for a war, so I think maybe the Vex turned against them and then discovered time travel, and they're going back in time to do something. I don't know what exactly. Maybe they want to team up with the Darkness.
I think that we actually have seen the Black Garden in the live-action trailer that was just released earlier today, when they're doing the back-to-back spinny shooting at all the Vex, that the Vex are shooting at them thing. There's a lot of fucking Vex shooting at them.
Yeah,
I think that's the Black Garden.
maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was the
Maybe.
Vault of Glass, maybe, but I don't think that would
No, I don't think they would show us
spoil
that
that
yet.
too much. I mean, what else do we know about the Vex aside from?
They're Terminators.
They're really
Really?
creepy looking too.
They have a structure on Venus?
Yeah, the Citadel.
Oh, right.
I don't really think we know too much about it.
No.
We don't really know shit about this game, and it comes out in like 3 days. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm amazed
Yeah.
at how well Bungie has managed to keep their secrets together.
Yeah, that's Bungie. They don't talk about anything. They just keep it close to their hearts. And no one else can know.
secret. Keep it safe.
It's amazing that, especially with how many people they've had to hire on, nothing has leaked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's insane.
I am impressed.
That's
Take
because they
notes.
kill their employees to keep their secrets
Oh.
in?
Oh, Jesse, do you have an uncle who works at Bungie too?
I did.
Oh,
Before he was killed.
I'm sorry for your loss. My condolences. Did he give out any secrets, any goodies before he got axed?
Anything
literally?
you wanna tell us
Yeah.
about?
Before you
We'll
get
keep you
taken
safe.
out?
He tried, but he was taken out by a mysterious time-traveling Terminator-type machine with red eyes, so no, nothing was leaked.
Drat.
Damn.
Except space dragons. Space
Mm.
dragons
Space
were confirmed.
We're gonna talk about
Okay.
Space Dragons in a little bit.
Justin's
Space Dragons
favorite
right now.
topic is space
Yeah.
dragons.
Justin's
So,
so excited
if you ever
for
want to
Space
talk
Dragons.
about him, just go talk to Justin. He will love it.
You will love the space dragons.
I really feel like you guys are freaking out over like 2 seconds of video of like something floating in the air from a mile away. Like,
It was flying, and it was a dragon, and it was in space. So it is a flying dragon in space. A space dragon.
and anyway, Moving
Can't
on
ignore the
from
fact that
Crazy
the
Man
dragon.
over here. Just kidding,
Right,
I
so
don't
what's-
actually have
what's
anything
left?
to
Is
move on
it-
to.
I think the next is the Hive that we haven't talked about.
We have not
Yeah.
talked about the Hive, so we fought against them a lot in the Alpha. Oh, yeah, in the Alpha and Beta, what am I talking about? So they have 3, I guess, factions. I'm not sure if they can even have factions, or if they fight against each other, or they're just like certain, they come from a certain place. So you got Blood of Oryx, I think that's how you say it, the Hidden Swarm, and Spawn of Crota. I know Crota, something about Crota is a location on the moon. Pretty much all
Yeah,
I
it
know
was the
about
Temple
that.
of Crota.
Yeah, Temple of Crota. So I'm assuming that they have some crazy space zombies living in there. So these guys are really creepy. They devote their life to the entire universe being consumed in darkness.
I feel like instead of attacking planets, they'd be better off just blowing up stars.
Well, I don't think about that for a second, Justin.
Not actual darkness, Justin.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
they
take
want
this very
actual
literally.
darkness to consume. But think about the fact a bunch of just organic beings like, I'm gonna go blow up the sun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do it. Just like throw themselves at the sun.
They have the technology.
No, they use this like crazy shit to bring darkness to them, and then like the wizards, they're fucking insane. They could use the power of the darkness, like the guardians use the power of the light.
You think?
So they can. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They shoot black shit at you, and it makes you sick or poison.
They poison you.
That's the only element of poison we have in Destiny. But yeah, they worship the darkness. They have these crazy altars. From the planet view, we figured out that some of the warlocks tried to figure out the meaning behind the arcane power, and they went insane. I'm not sure exactly what kind of insanity they went through, like if it's for life or just temporary. But really fucking creepy to think about. Just something that's just there, magic, and they can't figure it out. And they're the smartest beings that we know
Yeah,
of.
considering they use the Traveler's powers for magic and they dedicate their lives to it, the fact that this kind of magic makes them go insane is pretty fucking creepy.
Mm.
That's why I just
So,
punch things.
Yeah, just punch them all in the face. It's
Just punch the
typical
altars.
Titan. Just go punch the shit out of the altars and just break them and
Point me in
die.
the right direction.
So we have thralls, knights, wizards, acolyte. Yeah. Let's skip that. And the ogre. I think that's it. I could be wrong. I know the thralls can sometimes have some type of coating around them where they explode. I think they're called something else.
Like the lambent
or
wretches from
curse
Gears of War.
curse thrall. That's what they're. Yeah, they just run into you and explode. I think they're cursed by the wizard. The knights use these giant swords. You actually see a couple of them just hanging out in the moon, just in their spot. Can't pick them up, unfortunately. That would be pretty cool. If Destiny had some type of sword combat.
That would be cool.
And we were able to fight a couple of ogres on the moon. We couldn't find any in old Russia because they were too high of a level and they would just kill us. We know for sure that one of the strikes, one of the bosses, is going to be a giant ogre. We've seen that in the Moon trailer they released like last year. We also know that humanity gave the Moon to the Hive to keep them away from Earth. Obviously, they're
Did
done
we?
doing whatever they want with them.
Did we give it to
Yeah.
them though, or do you think it's more like we stopped fighting for it? I feel like it was more of a we didn't just say, okay, Hive, here's a deal. You take the moon and you fuck off. Okay? No, I think it's more like we beat the Hive off of Earth and then allowed them to kind of just congregate on the moon because we didn't have the resources to get there anymore anyway. Seeing as we had to get a warp drive from Rixis, that fallen Archon we were talking about earlier, just to get to the moon in our
that makes
rickety little
sense.
thing.
Yeah, from that trailer, no one's been on the Moon for a couple hundred years. So
Yeah.
there's been some shit going on that people don't want to go to. So, you know anything else about the Hive? Anyone want to add anything about how fucking extreme they are?
Well, they seem to be pretty, I don't know, like dangerous, I guess, because in the Alpha mission, I don't think the dialogue is the same for the beta mission, but your ghost is pretty freaked out by the fact that there's a hive there. So I think they could be really, really dangerous because if your ghost is freaked out by them, then I don't want to know what that means.
I think it's more surprised at the fact that they're on Earth and no one knew about it for a really long time. They don't know how long they've been there. I think he was just more surprised, like, holy shit, the Hive are on.
Yeah, that could be it.
Fucking coming from the moon and shit. Run.
But to be fair, the fact that they run at you from dark places really kind of adds to the shit, I don't want to be near any hives kind of vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so I guess that's it for the Hive. I guess we'll kind of move on to what we know about the darkness.
Which is not much.
Which is nothing.
Yeah, we
Black.
know just a couple of things. They're ancient enemy of the Traveler. We don't know if they have a physical form or what they are or what it is. I don't know if it's an it, they type of thing. If it's just some type of power. Interesting thing is that there has been enemy faction concept art, and it shows a fifth one. It has these little triangles with like some type of humanoid figure with like darkness shit around it. I'm assuming that maybe the darkness does have some type of physical form. And there's also another piece of concept art that has like a whole fleet of these triangle ships just invading Earth. Not could be the darkness, or could this be a scrapped enemy? I'm not entirely sure.
My money's on the darkness.
Yeah, pretty much that's all we know about the darkness. I can't really think of anything else. I don't think any of you guys are, besides the fact that they're full of anger and hate, and they want to consume the entire universe.
Okay,
So,
let's
go ahead and talk about something happy, like factions. So we know a couple of factions. We met them in the Alpha and Beta. So we have New Monarchy. They want to bring the city back to the Golden Age. They are very close with the higher powers of the tower, such as... They're right next to the speakers. I'm assuming they're like bros or something. You guys want to add anything about New Monarchy?
Not much, except for the fact that they're probably going to be my clan / faction, whatever. It's either going to be New Monarchy or FWC for me.
Yeah, FWC is pretty cool. They kind of want to hang out at the tower, and they want to really just build up a lot of stuff for war, because obviously, you know, there's gonna be a war. There's already a war happening.
Yeah.
It's not teaming up with FWC, which kind of brings me back to the whole Vex thing. Sorry,
Yeah.
Katie.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm probably gonna go with FWC. They just seem interesting. I don't know, they're crazy as hell, but it's always interesting to align yourself with crazy people, I guess. That's why I'm friends with you guys.
Yeah, no, the only reason I want to be a New Monarchy is just because I like the red and white color scheme. FWC is the one that
I
actually
just like
makes sense.
colors.
I just like the colors. I don't give a shit about anything else.
I'm a simple man, okay? I just want red and white, and I want to punch things.
You know, you can get red and white shaders.
From New Monarchy.
Pretty sure you can get them anyway.
We'll have to see in about 4 days and 4 hours.
Too long.
Wait.
So we have also Dead Orbit, a bunch of emo kids. They don't want to leave the tower, or they want to leave the tower. I don't want to say that they want to leave the tower, and they don't believe the city and the tower can protect everyone. So they're building their own fleet to go somewhere far away.
I assumed
From
it
the-
was just the reef, and they were just a bunch of idiots, but...
I don't think the Queen would want them. She's not very friendly to people who are outside of the reef.
But the Dead Orbit rep in the tower was talking about the Queen. I think that she's there, or he is there on her behalf, essentially. I don't really think...
Yeah, I mean, New Monarchy essentially is for humans. Dead Orbit is essentially for Awoken. FWC is for Exo. That's kind of what I got from it. But that's just me.
Well, I was
kind of
human,
thing.
and I was interested in future war cults, so I think you're wrong, and I hate you.
It does just sound like there's an optimum or specific choice for each sort of um, race, and it's like this is what you should do. But if you think that this faction is right, then we're not going to make you choose this. But this is what is what you and your race would sort of choose based on what your race is.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what I think it was. I mean, just the um, power of freedom and choice. You can do whatever you want. You don't even have to join a faction if you don't want to.
Hmm.
There's a really interesting one that we kind of know a bit about, Osiris. They allow us to go on that one map on Mercury. Uh,
Trials
Otherwise,
of
we have
Osiris.
That's the Trials of Osiris. We go to them. We give them one mode of light. If you don't know what a mode of light is, for whatever reason, it's when you reach level 20, which is the soft level cap for Destiny, and when you gain enough experience to level up to 21, or just level up in general, you get a mode of light instead of leveling up. You level up through light, which is another stat that you find in higher level armor and equipment. So with Motor Light, you use that to buy a coin, and then there's 3 trials, and if you complete them, you get really cool stuff. I'm not necessarily sure what these trials are. If they're like, oh, you have to get 25 kills in a Crucible match, and then you have to get 40,000 assists in another one, and you have to die 3 times. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what it is. I could be wrong. But it's the only time we get to play on Mercury. Mercury, I forgot the name of the map. But I don't even know if they announced the map name yet. But it's the only time we get to go to Mercury in Destiny, which I think is kind of sad because it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said before, I'm a little apprehensive with the location amounts, the amount of locations we have to go to. Feels like they advertise this huge world and then kind of more like here's a couple of worlds and just forget what we said before. Don't worry about it.
Here's a couple of worlds. Most games give like 2 worlds.
I think there's a worrying amount of space for expansion passes and stuff. And I feel like they're going to bring out a lot of DLCs where you can explore these worlds, but they'll cost extra, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And
I would not place that blame on Bungie. I would wholly blame not Microsoft. Wow, used to that saying. Activision now is the prime evil.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Microsoft.
Yeah.
Fuck you for these DLCs.
The thing
like, what the
about
fuck are you guys
Activision's
talking
interesting because they think Destiny is going to be the next billion-dollar franchise, like Skylanders.
Yeah.
And Skylanders is essentially all DLC. I mean, I haven't played Skylanders, but I used to work at an electronics store, and be these little kids going, I want to buy this Spyro character and this little fucking tree stump, and it costs like fucking $6 to $8 for a character, and it expands the gameplay. And I'm really hoping they're not like, oh, when we have 3 new Guardian classes, you have to pay $100 for access to the new Guardian classes or subclasses, and it's
$100 million.
Activision.
As much as that would piss me off, I would absolutely pay it to get more content because I am
that's
a
the
hopeless
point.
sad.
Yeah, exactly. No,
the
I
game
will
fun and
not
entertaining.
do that. If it costs that
Look,
extra
we
amount of
haven't
money.
included this place you can explore in the main game when we should have, but here's a DLC for it which costs you another £10 or $16. Come and buy it, and it's like,
Well,
but
see,
people will
that's-
buy it because they want this content, but it should have been in the game anyway.
Exactly. That's why I'm scared, because the House of Wolves DLC expansion, whatever they want to call it, is releasing in December. That's pretty damn close to release.
Dark Below is releasing in December.
Is it Dark Below?
House of Wolves. Yeah,
Yeah.
House of Wolves hasn't been announced for a date yet.
Well, whatever. One of the first 2 ones that they're already talking about and selling, which is...
Well, they're selling both.
Yeah, that's my point.
It comes with the limited edition, which I'm sure a lot of people bought because they're pretty much sold out everywhere, and then the Ghost edition, which has been sold out for a really long time, which I got. I'm really happy, and Justin got too.
Yeah, my GameStop guy actually called me yesterday to confirm it, and I was like, not expecting it. He said he had 3 PS4 versions and 3 Xbox One versions and one of each of the old gen consoles. And that I have 11 million people in my city. And
Whoa.
Damn, I guess they weren't kidding about the limited.
that obviously I live in the suburb of the city, so I imagine, each GameStop gets like 3 of each. That's not very many.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's not even like 1% of the population.
Yeah, that made me very happy that I walked in the day they announced it, the second they opened. Like,
shit. Yeah, I'm getting mine from Amazon. I wasn't working at the time. Even though I work outdoors, but I couldn't bring a dog inside with me to GameStop. But I just ordered on Amazon. I got regular edition GameStop down the street. Hopefully you don't get shot in my neighborhood as I'm walking home with it. So that would really suck, actually. So I think that's pretty much it for what we know about lore. I'm pretty sure some people are going to be like, no, you guys missed this or that. If we missed anything, just let us know in the comments. So next time we are aware, go ahead and subscribe to us. That would be great. Like this video. Whatever the hell YouTubers say, I don't know what they say.
Like, favorite, subscribe,
comment,
donate
favorite,
money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me your social security address.
Yeah, give me your credit card. Just go ahead. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And September 9th, we will be doing an unboxing of the Ghost Edition, which I'm sure a bunch of other people are going to as well. But if you watch ours, you might be helping some animals in need. So you can think of that.
And
That's going to be cooler.
We're cooler than anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. Even though it's just going to be Matt.
I'll show you my really cool beard. Hopefully my dog's moved in by then, so I will show you my cool dog and my beard. So you get that.
Dogs, beards, and destiny. Awesome.